Bean's starting apparently. Are you starting? Do you want this instead? Sir? Hi, my name's Kaylee and this is Rowan, and today we're going to talk about our newborn to 3-month essentials. So the first one is bibs. So many bibs, but these ones, because they've got like a little foam ring around the neck, which is brilliant for catching all the milk and all the drool. The next one is swaddles. He absolutely would not sleep without a swaddle for the first few weeks easily. The ones we got were just like giant muslins, so we swaddled him up in those because he was a summer baby and it was really hot, but he still wouldn't sleep without being tight. All the other swaddles were way too much for him, weren't they? You and your Dodie? All the other swaddles were so thick and he couldn't really go in a sleep sack or anything because of how hot it was, but it still meant that he was cozied up, which you liked, didn't you? You did. Mwah! The next thing that I would highly recommend is onesies that have got sleeves that fold over. So I know that you can get these from Next and you can get them from Asda and Tesco's. Not everywhere does them. Most of them advertise it on them. Sir. So it's just a onesie sleeve and then there's a little flap here that folds over their hands because they get the mitts off, and Bean was extremely scratchy. Oh! And he's extremely grumpy. Do you need a little nap? The next thing that I would highly recommend is a bouncy chair. We spent quite a lot. We invested in this. You can get them for like £20, which my mum got one of those to keep at her house because we're there a lot. But we got quite an expensive one. And it has like a vibrate setting and it has lights in the top. And I've seen a lot of people say that not all babies go for the swings, but he absolutely loved his bouncy chair, and with it having a vibrate setting, it was like being in the car, so he settled really, really well in that, with and without the vibrate. But I think if it's got something like a vibrate function, most babies are going to settle in that because it's so similar to the car, and every baby loves a car journey to get to sleep, don't you? And it also has songs, and it has noises. Yeah, and he still goes in it now, so he's, like I say, nearly 6 months and he still fits in it because it's quite an expensive one. It was big and he still enjoys it and he'll sit in that quite happily still now. The next thing that I would highly recommend is they don't use many toys but mobiles. You love mobiles! So we have a mobile on his shelves there. All those other toys are hung up. So we have a mobile above your changing station, and that was brilliant because when he was young he absolutely hated having his nappy changed. For the first month that we had him, every time you would change his nappy he would scream. He hated getting undressed, he hated being cold, even though it was the height of summer, he absolutely hated it. But having a mobile above him meant that he just relaxed instantly. He absolutely loves it, he still loves it. He's mesmerised by it. So we've got one over his cot and then that one that's more like portable on a little clip. So Bean's now with his dad because he was having a bit of a fuss on. So the other things that I would definitely recommend getting. Are you a good boy now? I would definitely say if you're going to be bottle feeding rather than breastfeeding is get a prep machine. And I was so torn about this because I was like, I'm sure there's loads of easy ways to make bottles safely. It's such an expensive purchase, but I promise you it is worth it. And I was like, I'll just make them in advance, put them in the fridge. So our Tommy Tippy machine's in our bedroom because when I came home I was bedbound, so it's in our bedroom. My dad was like, you're going to put that in your bedroom? I was like, no, it'll live in the kitchen, we'll go downstairs, but we don't. We have it in our bedroom, and when you get up in the night it's 5 steps away from me and I just press the button, or Dave presses the button, and it's so much easier. So if you can't for whatever reason breastfeed, I would just definitely say it's worth the investment, and it's safe, that's the main thing. So fresh milk is so much better than stored milk, and the pre-made stuff is really expensive as well, so I think in the long run if you use this you would probably make the money back that you would use on pre-bought milk. Are you guys snuggling? The other thing I would recommend is we got a grow egg. I'm sure there are other brands of this, but it's just a thermometer for his bedroom. But what I really like is that it's colour coded, so I can just see what colour it is by sticking my head in. The other thing you're going to probably already know to get, but we definitely didn't buy enough of, and I remember Dave was saying, do we really need those? What on earth are they going to be for? Is just muslins. We bought, like, we thought we had a lot, and then we had him and we bought about another 5 packs afterwards because, I mean, he's got a little bit of reflux, so he is a bit sicky, but we get through so many of those. What? Don't look at me like that. You do have reflux. You are sicky. I know, I'm wearing it all the time. Yeah. The other thing that you're going to need, and you know you're going to need this, is wet wipes. You know you need them, but when they're first born, a lot of people say water wipes. I say Johnson's Cotton Touch wipes. There are now loads of wipes in the market that say they're from birth. These are one of them. I've tried most of them. I didn't like water wipes that much, and they're so much more expensive. So these are significantly cheaper, and all you're going to do is wipe poo off a baby's bum with them. I mean, obviously you still want them to be soft, but these are the softest ones, and they're so wet. I know they're wet wipes, but some wet wipes are quite dry or thin or too thick, and it's just those ones. The next thing that I would recommend is for when you're travelling, which is this Milton dummy steriliser. Sterilises a dummy in 15 minutes. He won't wait if he drops his dummy, so we just keep one in here and one on him, and he's changing every 48 hours or 24 hours? 48 hours, isn't it? And it's literally just like 2 bits of sponge in this little thing. You put a little tablet in with the right amount of water, there's a little fill line on there. It's so easy, and it's just like wet with a sponge. Dummy goes in, 15 minutes later it's sterile, and we just clip that to his pram or his bag, and we just swap them when he drops one or whatever. The other thing I would definitely recommend is, where's the nappy bag? Milton wipes. It's okay, I've got some other ones. Okay. The next thing I would recommend, if you're not going to buy something like the Milton steriliser, or you could get these instead, or as well, I use both, that's brilliant for dummies, is Nubby or Milton do some as well, sterilising teether teat wipes. So you can wipe down all the teether toys with them when they get a bit bigger. If they drop a dummy, you can do a wipe with this and it's sterile. These ones are vanilla flavoured, and the Milton ones aren't. They just smell like Milton sterilising solution. They just smell really clean. I use them to wipe down nappy changing surfaces before I put, not these ones, that's what I prefer the Milton ones because I can use them for more. I'll use them for tables, I'll use them for high chairs now, I use them for everything. And I know you're thinking, why have you got this as well, but it's cheaper, so I use that for his dummies. Now, I don't take my wipes everywhere. Like if I'm going to my nan's or my mum's, I won't pack those, so I do take this. The next thing I would recommend is dummy clips, and we have tried a lot of dummy clips, and I really wanted to show you his dummy clip, but it's on him, so I might try and get a clip of that. We use mam dummies, so specifically if you're using mam ones, you'll struggle to find ones that go on them because they don't have that little loop to go through. They do make mam ones, you can get cheap versions and they just kind of push over, but we found that the dummies just kept coming off them. So there's a brand called Nip, N-I-P, and it's like stretchy, really tough stretchy, and you stretch it over the dummy and it holds it on, and it was so much better than all the others because it just lasts longer. So we've used 2 so far, and they're, I mean, like the clip's going a little bit on them now, but they're still going. And we had 2 or 3 other ones which we used within like the first month of his birth. These ones have lasted so much better. I really recommend getting a little basket. This one has little Velcro in sections. It was just from Amazon. Just to keep downstairs. Or I know people who've got more than one of these, and some of them go in the bedroom, some in the whatever. And what we keep in here now is quite different than when he was newborn. So as you can see, we're running low on nappies in here, but I always keep some nappies, bags, wet wipes, some bibs, and then I've got some fold out sheets for like mess. We used to have a folding changing mat, like a travel one in here. Now that he's a bit bigger, he's weaning, so we have flannels in there and bibs in here and high chair wipes. When he was smaller, we tended to keep like a onesie or two in here so that we didn't have to go upstairs to change his bum, or if he leaked or was sick, it was all here. So what we keep in here tends to change. It's way easier than going upstairs to change them. So this is brilliant, and you can just change what you keep in there, completely dependent on your needs and what age they're at. So, following on from what I do recommend, here is what I don't recommend. The first one is kind of a Moses basket. I don't regret buying a Moses basket. I regret spending so much on it. It's really nice, and the only thing that kind of makes it worth it is that I want more than one child, and we're gonna keep it. But it was quite expensive, and I don't think he even got 3 months before he was growing out of it. He was a big baby. He was 8'11" when he was born. He's the same size as my friend's baby, who's 3 months older than him, and he's always the same size, even though they're 3 months apart. They always seem to be the same size clothes and nappies. So he was out of his Moses basket by at least 3 months, maybe sooner. So we ended up buying another cot to go in our bedroom. So kind of wish I'd just done that from the start, but when we bought that, he hadn't quite grown out of it yet, and we put the Moses basket in the living room, which was kind of handy. We did use it, but not nearly enough to make it worth it. I mean, if we use it for other babies, yeah, but now we've got this other slightly bigger cot that goes in our bedroom, so we'll probably just use that, so it's a bit redundant, other than just something to put in the living room. So the other things I would not recommend buying is one of these, excuse the mess, fancy little nappy bins. Because you're going to have to buy nappy bags when you're out and about anyway, because they're brilliant for putting like Punami clothes in, so you want that. But, come on. So, the cartridges are not extortionate, but they don't actually hold the smell as well as an actual nappy bag, because we use that in his nursery, and downstairs we change him there and we just put him in nappy bags, and the nappy bags definitely hold the smell way better than that does, in my opinion. And so it's quite expensive for something that you could just use a bin and some nappy bags for, and honestly I think they're better and easier. I mean, I found that was a real pain in the bum to bend down and swirl it around, and when I've got him on the changing table trying to wriggle off, or when he was younger and not wriggling off. I just had my C-section, so bending down was really hard and I couldn't reach it very well, or it was really hard to reach it, it hurt me a lot. Whereas nappy bag in the bin. So now you'll probably have seen we're just putting them in nappy bags into that because we've got it. Oh, he's crying. Is there anything else I regret buying, Dave? I think honestly we don't have loads of newborn regrets because we researched. He's so upset. We researched like everything that we bought, I researched everything so extensively that most of the stuff that we bought was really necessary, and we didn't really waste a lot of money. The other thing that I would say is we did not get a sleepyhead stupid puddle thing to put them in that everyone raves about, and I watched like 1,000 reviews on them and I was like, do I get it? And they're so expensive, and do you know what? I'm glad I didn't get one, because I'm like, I never would have used that. Ever. It wouldn't have fit in his Moses basket. He's happy in his cot. Some people say they put him on the sofa and stuff. I feel like they're so expensive for such a short amount of time, and it would have been like the Moses basket all over again for me. So, I mean, I'm not saying don't get one because I haven't got one, but I just think they're such a waste of money for what they are. But each to their own. So, I think that that is everything that I do and don't recommend for the first 3 months. I hope. I've probably missed something. But, no? Yeah? Is that everything? Nothing like a bit of self-doubt, is there? So I think that's everything that we do and don't recommend for the first 3 months. I know that every baby is different and you've just got to do what's right for you. Do plenty of research if you're not sure about an item. Speak to your mum, because that's what I did, because she's who I turn to for all of my help. So it actually helped a lot to speak to her about what she uses or used on us as babies, to give me an idea. I know we're different, but to give me an idea of what I might need. Help to have the person. Oh! I've thought of a thing you do need. I thought of a thing you do need, Dave.
Okay.
I would recommend a baby bath. I bought a bath insert. I put it in the bath. I just had a C-section and I couldn't reach the bath. It was excruciating. So we had an emergency trip to buy a baby bath. My baby's crying. I know that you won't know if you're going to have a C-section unless it's planned or not. We didn't plan ours, but my God. For the sake of the price of a baby bath, that thing saved my life. I would definitely recommend it. It's so much easier to put that on your kitchen side or bath them in the sink like we did until we got the baby bath. Because if you're in any kind of pain, you're not going to get, doesn't matter what kind of bath insert you've got, you are not going to get over the side of the bath if you're in that kind of pain. And I wasn't allowed in the bath either, so I would definitely say get a baby bath, because that literally was a lifesaver for me and for my back, because even now bathing him over the side of the bath's hard, but it doesn't fit in his baby bath. So now I just have to struggle. But I would say save your back, get a baby bath and put it on their nappy changing unit or put it on your kitchen surface, whatever. It's so much easier. But now I think that that's everything. So enjoy, have lots of fun with your babies, and I will hopefully be making another video about what you'll need for 3 to 6 months, because we're almost coming up to the end of that now. Thank you very much for watching. Bye!